Welcome back students, we are at the final unit, okay, and this is our last lecture, last official lecture of English and Business Communication. In last lecture we have seen what is how to solve comprehension of unseen passage, okay. That was A section in this unit and this is our B section, that is enriching vocabulary, okay. How can you build your vocabulary and what are the different techniques, okay. And today we would see in this particular session what is synonyms, what is antonyms and what is single word for a group of words, and then we will see how to convert noun into adjective and vice versa, okay. These are the techniques. How can you build a vocabulary and how can you develop your communication skills, okay. Even though these are very superficial portion that I would say, but these are the section. If you will focus more about this section, no, you will improve your communication skill, and that's why it is essential to focus, and it is more of practice and it is less of teaching, okay. So I would recommend you to collect such type of words, focus more and practice a lot. What are the synonyms, which are the different types of synonyms, okay. Basically for a particular word we have as identical words, okay, as such. You must have seen what is structuralism. Structuralism basically is the theory that is related with the English literature, okay, and it basically talks about that when you talk about particular word, no, so you will have to derive the meaning of that particular word with such type of identical word, okay, because when you go for a particular word you will have to depend on to another words, okay. For example, when you talk about any specific word, for example, what is light, okay, so how can you understand the importance of light? When you are in the absence of light, okay, when you are in the dark situation, when there is no light, in the absence of light you can understand the importance of light, okay. For example, when you are poor, okay, and at that situation you do not have that much amount, then only you can understand what is the importance of rich people, okay, what is the importance of money. Because in the absence of anything, no, you can understand, and that's why it is very essential to understand everything in relation with the other thing, okay. For example, if you want to focus on window, so what is window? When you want to come to conclusion, no, what is window? Window is the part of a door, okay. Sorry, window or door is that are the part of the room, okay. So in relation with the other things, you generally understand or you derive the meaning, okay, and that's why it is essential to understand synonyms, okay. And what are the synonyms? Synonyms, as you already know, these are the identical group of words, okay. Here we have handy, and what are the synonyms for handy? We have expert, okay. For example, when you talk about a particular word handy, so you will have to go with another word again. For example, when you talk about handy, you will focus more about expert, then you will focus about skillful, then again you will go another word adroit, then again you will go with another word proficient and dexterous. So these are the words when you get to know what is handy as such, okay. So handy is a person who is skillful, handy is a person who is expert, okay, handy is a person who is adroit, handy is a basically. So these are the words that you need to come to a conclusion with the identical and such type of words, okay. So these are the words that will make you aware about the meaning of that particular word, because how you will going to derive the meaning, okay. One word, if you do not know that word, how will you come to conclusion? By understanding other words. When you relate with these things, no, you can understand. For example, if you don't know what is white, so how can you come to conclusion? White is something that is not black, okay. In absence of something you will understand, and that's why to derive a meaning, to understand anything in communication skill, it is very essential for you to come up with these kind of words, because these are the techniques when you understand. For example, you cannot come at the right meaning until and unless you are not knowing these type of words. For example, antonyms are essential, synonyms are essential, and group of words is also essential. Okay. For example, when you find a dictionary, and suppose if you are not knowing a particular word, so sometimes you take a help of your mother tongue, but sometimes you take a help of phrase. Okay. For example, here we have taken a different type of specimens here. Why these words are necessary? We talk here single word for a group of words. Okay. So now you don't know what is linguist, but when you understand that one who knows many languages is nothing but a linguist. Okay. So who is linguist? Who knows all the language. Okay. And basically, if a students like you won't understand this particular word, they can understand these words because these are very simple. So one who knows many languages is nothing but linguist. Okay. So these words will make you understand the importance of that particular word, and that's why in communication these words are essential. And to speak fluent English, you need to practice a lot, and by practicing only you can get a sufficient vocabulary with you. Okay. And now in today's lecture we would be focusing what are the techniques and how can you remember a particular word. So as I mentioned that, for example, there shouldn't be any recitation method and there shouldn't be any rote memorization as such. Every word should be taken into as a isolated component, okay, as a separate entity. For example, when you talk about the synonym, how can you build a vocabulary? Now you have written handy, expert, skillful, adroit, proficient, and dexterous. So you may be knowing at least 2 words, okay. For example, even if you don't know what is adroit, okay, even if you don't know what is dexterous, but you know skillful, you know proficient. So by taking into account of that meaning, you can understand this particular difficult word as well. Okay, so these are the techniques, because you should be combining all the synonyms to build your vocabulary. Okay. For example, second word is there. We have already used it a lot of times. Essential. These components are very essential. What is essential? So what are the different words for essential? Then only you can understand what is essential. So what are the different words? Necessary, requisite, okay, innate and vital. We generally say these are the essential components. Okay, these are the vital components. Okay, so these are the innate and these are the requisite that everyone should follow. Okay. So these are the necessary aspects. So like this, you should be constructing a different sentence to collect all these sentences together. You can build your vocab. Okay. Then another word is that, see, in this online platform we cannot cover everything. Had it been an offline class, we would have conducted any activity on it, okay, and we would have taken lots of practice on this particular session. But due to online classes, these are the limitations of online classes, that we cannot take so much here. Okay, so we have taken only 3 words, and there we have explained what are the synonyms and which are the techniques that you can follow to understand the synonyms. Again, I would recommend you not to learn it, okay, because even if you learn it, there will be one day that you won't recollect it, because learning and rote memorization will not going to help you to improve your English. See, there are maturity of your age, and there is a maturity of every language as well. So you need to make a practice of it, then only you can understand what are the different words and how can you use a different. For example, here as well we have taken, for example, noun to adjective. how to convert noun to adjective. So there should not be a key. You are just reciting the word. Brave is turned out to be a bravery. No. There should be any sentence that you should be recollecting while coming at this conclusion. Ki how can you say a brave? How are you using this particular word? We say he is a brave man. So obviously man is the noun and brave is adjective. So you can get now ki yeah, this is adjective. So we were explaining ki yes. So he is a brave man. So brave is adjective and bravery is noun. So how can you identify? When you say he is a brave man, obviously man is a noun and what is adjective? Brave man. So through this you can identify whether it is adjective or whether it is noun. And for this understanding, you need to practice a lot. There should be a lots of sentences that you should be reading, and you should be practicing. That's why I am telling you, I am emphasizing you that rote memorization is very dangerous to improve English, but more of you should be building a practice of reading. As yesterday as well, when we dealt with comprehension of unseen passage, I told you the importance of reading. When you read something, there will be an improvement, and as I said you if you will observe these successful men, they at least read 100 books in a month. So you should be developing that habit to make your bright future, and that's why there is no shortcut to improve your English. These professional classes, no, those who are telling you that within a 1 month I will make you competent, these are cheaters, these are liars. For improving English, you need to practice a lot, and even if you practice, there should be a habit of continuous reading. Then only you can understand what is brave. He is a brave man. Okay, but when you get that maturity, there is no need to look up different things there. So as we have mentioned, what is synonym, antonym. Now we will see single word for a group of words. Okay. For example, when you find a difficult word, what are the techniques? For example, when you talk about a scholar, and if someone doesn't know what is the meaning of a scholar, so what will tell you the dictionary? Scholar is a person who is intelligent. Okay, so that is what the dictionary will tell you. Either you will use dictionary or you will use your mother tongue to understand the language in a better way. And that's why synonyms will make you aware about different words, different situation, and understanding the gist of that passage. Okay, and the single word for the group of words will make you understand what is the meaning of that particular word. So here we have taken linguist. Linguist is a person who knows different languages. Okay. Then the second is bankrupt. What is bankrupt? Bankrupt is a person who is unable to pay his debts. Okay. For example, the person who is unable to pay debts. What is the word bankrupt? So by understanding and by taking into account this sentence, you can understand the meaning of the bankrupt. And this is when the dictionary, when you follow the dictionary, the same task the dictionary does. And that's why we should have that habit of making the things in an easier way. Rather than going into your mother tongue, you should be using English, and you should be using direct method of understanding one word with relation to other word that you already know. Because as I told you, there are two types of compartment. One active compartment in your brain and one passive compartment in your brain. There must be 1,000 or million, there should be 1,000 words that are there in your passive memory. But just because you are not using it, that words remain as it is and they become passive, and after some days you cannot recollect it. And if you are using the words in a daily routine, so obviously you cannot forget it. and that's why you should be using it. Okay, usage is something very essential. Then the next word is immigrant. What is immigrant? Immigrant is a person who belongs to another country. Okay, and that's why we call immigrant. Optimist. Optimist is a person who has positive attitude towards life, who has positive approach towards life. Okay, who is always believing in faith. So such people we call optimist. And opposite of optimist is pessimist, who always thinks about negative attitude, who always thinks that I am not fit for this situation. No, this is not my cup of tea. I cannot do it. So these are the pessimist people. Okay, the negative mindset. And what is martyr? Martyr is someone who have conquered a death. Okay, so the person who is immortal as. Okay, that's what we call martyr. What is fatalist? Fatalist is a person who believes in fate. Okay, so like this you can understand. Then what is orator? We call orator. Narendra Modi is a good orator. We say. Why we say orator? Orator is a person who has a strong mastery over public speech, who can deliver a speech which can get a lot of attraction. That's what we call as orator. Then we have theist, okay, and atheist. What is theist? Theist is a person who strongly believes in the existence of God. Okay, in Hindi, I don't know what it says in Hindi, but in Marathi we say okay. We'll talk in English only. So theist is a person those who are strong believer of God, and atheist are the person those who do not believe in the existence of God. Okay. Then alien, we generally say alien. These are the people, the alien, okay, who have come from the third part of the land. Okay, those who are not having the proper existence, we call them alien. Okay, alien. And then orphan are the person those who do not have a fixed parentage. Okay, those who do not have parents as such. So such people are orphan. We have orphanages. Okay, vegetarian, those who prefer vegetarian food we call vegetarian. Okay, what is widow? Widow is a woman those who do not have husband. Okay, so this is something that you can derive from a single word from group of words. Okay, so in relation with other words, you can come to conclusion of that word, and that's why it is essential to look out of this perspective. So these are the techniques you can build up your vocabulary. Okay, and these are the synonyms, antonyms, a single word for a group of words, and then again you can take the help of noun to adjective and vice versa. Okay, these are also the techniques that you can build up your vocabulary. And how? Because once you add ERY, once you add NES, then you can play with the words. And this is nothing but when you play with the words, your vocabulary will be built. Okay, and that's why you should be playing with the words. You should be making any activity where you can be engaged with that activity, so that with the play method you can build up your vocabulary. So these are the another techniques to improve your vocabulary. So what is adjective is brave, and how can you understand the adjective? Because when you talk about a particular sentence, you will get to see he is a brave man, and brave must be adjective. Okay, and what is the bravery? Okay, so bravery, and generally when you can identify the noun is something that when you, for example, if you are not getting what is the meaning of silence? Okay, and is it noun or adjective? So you can just think about the word, and then you can make a sentence. So what could be the sentence about silence? So silence is the powerful way of communication, we generally say. So when a particular sentence it is started with a particular word, so that means that word is noun, because silence is the powerful way of communication. So when we have used silence in the first position of the sentence, itself indicates that that is a noun. And even if you don't understand whether I am right or not, then again you can make another sentence. What would be the adjective of silence? So we cannot say that he is a silence man. No. When you use this particular sentence, he is a silence man, you will get to know this is something that we are making mistake. So what could be the sentence? He is a silent guy. He is a silent man. So obviously, what are we are going to describe? We are going through silent. We are going to describe more about now silent man, silent guy, and this is something adjective. Okay, so these are the techniques. Very easy. But once you have this, see, another one is a lucky and luck. Okay, so we say he is a lucky guy. We don't say he is a luck guy. You can understand when you make a sentence. No, he is a luck guy. You can understand. This is something we are making mistake. So what would be the sentence? He is a lucky guy, and luck is something very essential in your life. Okay, so we can start with this one, and that's why that word is noun. Okay. Again, there are also technique that by adding just ing you can make noun into adjective. For example, when you talk about love, love is the most powerful feeling, we say. So that is a noun. Okay, an adjective. He is a loving guy. Okay, so that will be adjective. He is a caring guy. Okay, that is adjective. And care is the most powerful feeling. So that is a noun. Then again there are techniques. How can you convert noun into adjective? That is when you take a happy, so the adjective would be happiness. Okay, and when you talk about rude, so adjective would be rudeness. Okay, so happy, rude, careless. Okay. Then now I have written some words, and these would be exercises for you. First is honesty. So what would be the word honesty? How can you identify whether it is adjective or noun? So you can make a sentence. He is a honesty guy. No, this is something we are making mistake. So then what could be the sentence? Honesty is the best policy, and he is a honest guy, and that's why the word is like honesty would be the noun and honest would be adjective. So just by practicing it, by making use of different sentences, then only that is a proper method to understand what is adjective, what is noun. If you are making a rote memorization, if you are saying like this, happy, happiness, careless, rudeness, you must be wondering why I am talking like this. Because in 5th standard there are like these methods when teacher asks you to read, to mug up the content. But I will tell you that these are the futile work you are doing, because this is not going to change your behavior, and this is not going to help you to improve your English. So English should be improved like this. So everything should be understood in relation with other things. As I mentioned that door should be understood. So these are the structural phenomena. We are not getting into it. But if you are understanding everything in relation, if you are using it, if you are if your active compartment is active, then only your English will be active and you can influence the people. Okay, so you should be practicing it. Then another word is loyalty. So we generally don't say he is a, what we say, he is a loyalty guy. Okay, this institution follows loyalty. ऐसे नहीं बोलते हैं. So what is this? Loyalty is something that is noun, and he is a loyal person, that is an adjective. This strength, wow, he is a strength. He is a strength man. ऐसे बोलते क्या हम? No. this is also a wrong. He is a strong man, we say generally, and that's why strength would be the noun and strong would be the adjective. Then again, generosity, we say generous, he is a generous guy. Anger is a noun, so you shouldn't be angry on you, okay? They shouldn't be angry on you. So these are the techniques you can identify noun into adjective. Then innocence and innocent. He is an innocent guy. That is adjective and innocence is noun. So through this way you can build a strong vocabulary with you. So I would recommend you to collect such type of words. For example, these names, and like honestly, if you collect like these words now, and if you work on it, if you make a sentence of it, and then only you can improve your English. Okay. So we have seen today. Officially this is our last lecture, and we have seen everything in it. Okay, in language study we have seen what is comprehension of unseen passage and how can you identify the passage theme and all. In today's lecture we have seen what are the different types of words. Though it was very easy, but I told you different techniques. Had it been an offline class, we would have taken any activity because this is a practical portion. There is no scope for teaching as such, but there are the things that I should be telling you while when you are focusing or practicing on these aspects. Okay. So I hope you have understood it. Okay. So officially we have finished with our syllabus. Now it is your duty to ask any question. Feel free to ask and work on it. Okay. All the best for the examination. Thank you.